What's up, YouTube? This your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'll go my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notification when I premiere a brand new video on YouTube at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. Now, let's get started. Now, AEW, I must say it was a good show going to AEW Full Gear. So, AEW Dynamite was a good show. It says AEW Full Gear is almost here. In the November 16th episode of AEW Dynamite delivered a loaded show. Fans heard from AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, Britt Baker, MJF, Samoa Joe, and Saraya on Wednesday. Plus, Ethan Page faced Bandito in a AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament semifinals. Elsewhere on the show, Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson faced Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Plus, Dev Triangle defended the AEW World Trios Championship interim AEW Women's World Champion Tony Storm compete and more. All right, so match card number 1. Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. This was a pretty good tag team match right here. Pretty good. The two teams started fighting right away. Jericho and Castagnoli brawled on the outside, leaving Sammy Guevara and Danielson in the ring. Castagnoli and Danielson gained the upper hand. They overpowered Guevara, who catches Castagnoli with a dropkick. Claudio hits a delayed vertical suplex. Danielson and Castagnoli double team Guevara. The American Dragon chops Guevara in a corner. Guevara rakes his eyes and drives him into the opposite corner. Jericho tags in and chops Danielson. Danielson stomps Jericho elbow. Castagnoli tags in and rocks Jericho with the European uppercut. Danielson tags back in, but Jericho double teams him with Guerrero. Danielson drills Guerrero with a series of strikes. Guerrero trips him face first into the turnbuckle, and Jericho sneakily hits him with a bat. The Jericho Appreciation Society duo maintains the advantage and isolates Danielson. Danielson rallies and tags Castagnoli, who clears house with a furious of offense. He nails Jericho with a barrage of strikes. Castagnoli gets a 2 count with a springboard uppercut. Guerrero stops him from doing the swing. Jericho locks in the walls of Jericho, but Danielson breaks it up. Danielson rocks Guerrero with some kicks. He reverses the GTH and traps Guerrero in the Libel lock, but the Spanish guy reaches the ropes. Guerrero hits an avalanche cutter. Jericho gets a 2 count with a lion saw. Danielson and Jericho are both down after they knock heads. Danielson dives onto Guerrero on the outside. Castagnoli swings Jericho and makes him tap to the Scorpion Deathlock. The winner of the match, Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. This was a pretty good tag team match right here. Pretty good. A video package hype up the world title match between MJF and Jon Moxley at AEW Full Gear. A vintage from Darby Allin hypes up his match at AEW Full Gear, where he and Sting will face Jeff Jarrett, and Sting. And Sting says it's showtime. Backstage, Sanjay Dutt tells them to show up at Full Gear. Jeff Jarrett says it will be Sting's last time on Saturday. Alright, so we get Anthony Bowens with Max Caster and Billy Gunn versus Swerve Strickland with Keith Lee. I must say this match was quick. Before the match, the Acclaim revealed their new music video, and Captain Insano appears in it. Caster and Anthony Bowens laugh when stands for Strickland and Lee asks what their odds are at Full Gear. Gunn drops Strickland with a spear before the match. Anthony Bounce gains the upper hand and controls the action early on. Strickland snaps his arm over the ropes. Swerve targets the arm and dives onto Bones on the outside. He rocks him with a pump kick and slams his arm into the barricade. Strickland wrenches Bowen's arm round the ring post. In the ring, he continues to ground Anthony Bones. The fan favorite star rallies and takes control. Strickland drops him with a brain buster and hits a kick for a 2 count. Strickland hon- hones in on the hurt arm and hits the swerve stump for a 2 count. He slams Bones and pins him for the win. The winner of the match, Swerve Strickland. This was a quick match. A video package. Jay Cargill and Nyla Rose discussed their match at AEW Full Gear. Rose says she's Cargill wake up call, and Jay vows to get her belt back. All right, so we get the in-ring segment. Samoa Joe. This segment was too quick. This was a quick segment. Tony Schiavone asked Samoa Joe why he turned on Tony Schiavone asked Samoa Joe why he turned on Warlow last week. Samoa Joe wondered if it was shocking for a man to refuse to be a victim. He asked if it was shocking that Warlow ran his mouth and failed to recognize the most dangerous man in the room. Samoa Joe says that anyone that has a problem can take it up with him. Powerhouse Hobbs interrupts and notes he's been the one who has been attacking Warlow. He offers to beat up Samoa Joe. 2. Samoa Joe dares him to fight him, but Waller runs to the ring and attacks Samoa Joe. Hobbs joins the brawl, and the locker room empties out to separate them. Waller stands tall after he overpowers security. He dives onto a pile of bodies. Okay, let's move on. That was a quick segment by Samoa Joe. Anyway, Britt Baker discussed her match with Saraya and recalled Saraya's heated message last week. She pointed to her growth over the past 3 years. Baker said she became her own role model as she becomes undeniable by making the most of her opportunity. She knows that she and AEW keep going during the COVID-19 pandemic, and that's something Soraya can never understand. Baker says the business doesn't own Soraya anything. She tells Soraya she can get out if she thinks she's above AEW. Alright. So we get an AEW World Trios Championship. Death Triangle, Pac, Ray Phoenix, and Penta El Zero Miedo versus Top Flight, Dante Martin, Darius Martin, and AR Fox. I must say this was a solid 6-man tag team match. This was a solid match. Ray Phoenix and Darius Ray Phoenix and Darius Martin start the bout and fill each other out. They evenly match early on. Dante and Penta tag in, and Dante drops him with a DDT. AR Fox tags in, and as does Pac. They go back and forth with fast-paced offense. AR Fox drops Pac with a kick to the head and plants him with a cutter. He hits an acrobatic moonsault and hits a small time for a 2 count. Darius takes Ray Phoenix down. The challengers triple team Pac. Dev Triangle takes control and triple team AR Fox for a 2 count. They continue to isolate the AR Fox. Dante Martin tags in and stunts Pac with some quick offense. Dante Martin slams Ray Phoenix to the mat. Darius dives onto Penta L Zero, and Dante dives onto Ray Phoenix and Pac. AR Fox follows suit with a dive of his own. AR Fox hits a 450 splash for a 2 count. In the end, Penta and Ray Phoenix hit AR Fox with the fear factor, and Pac pins him with the black arrow. The winner and still AEW World Trios Champion. Dev Triangle, Pac, Ray Phoenix, and Penta El Zero Miedo. All right, that was a solid 6-man tag team match. After the match, Pac grabs a microphone and says they know what's going on. He says they seen the videos and heard the rumors. Pac says that if there's are certain individuals in this company who think they can make their own Trump hand return at AEW Full Gear. That's ridiculous. He says they know who they are and tells them to bring that heat if they want some. He says they're trying to run for no one on the video screen. A graphic confirms that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks would challenge for the gold at AEW Full Gear. Pac says they've been waiting for the trio. Okay, alright, cool. Backstage, Ricky Starks notes that Lance Archer took him out last week, but they clash on Friday. He vows to beat Lance Archer on Rampage. Alright, so we get the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament semifinals. Bandito versus Ethan Page, accompanied by Stokely Halfway. This match was quick. Page and Bandito go back and forth early on. A distraction from Hathaway helps Page gain the upper hand as he overpowers Bandito. He grounds the former ROH World Champion, but Bandito rallies with a dive onto the outside. He gets a 2 count with a corkscrew dive. Page evades the 21 plex and floors Bandito with a cutter. Bandito counters the Avalanche Eagle's edge into a hurricanrana. He pressed Page and hits a frog splash for a 2 count. Page throws Bandito off the top rope and hits a shoulder block. Page hits the Eagle's edge for the win. The winner of the match, Ethan Page. This was a quick match. Alright. A video package hype of the steel cage match between Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus at AEW Full Gear. Alright, let's move on. In an interview, Saraya discussed her upcoming match with Britt Baker and says she feels fantastic. She says she's very fortunate to be able to return to the ring. Saraya responds to Baker by saying she chose to be here and she done talking, so she'll see Britt Baker at AEW Full Gear. In a video package, Eddie Kingston shared his thoughts on finally facing Jun Akon Kiyama and says he's been waiting for this his whole life. Konosuke Takeshita says he and Akiyama will show Kingston Ortiz DDT style. Okay, then we get the AEW Internal Rumors World Title Eliminator. Alright, so we get Toni Storm versus Anna Jay. This match was too quick. Anna Jay takes the fight to Storm and controls the action. Storm rallies with a Luthez press and punches Anna Jay. She clubs her opponent with blows to the back and drops her with a lariat. Toni Storm gets a 2 count with a fisherman's suplex. Toni Storm sends Anna Jay to the outside with a hip attack. Anna Jay sends Toni Storm crashing into the steel steps. Anna Jay slams her on the floor and hits another slam in the ring for a 2 count. Storm evades the Queen Slayer and hits a hip attack. She locks in the Texas Clover Leaf and makes her tap out. The winner of the match, Toni Storm. This match was quick. Alright, and Jamie Hayter confronts Toni Storm after the match. So we get the in-ring segment, Jon Moxley. And I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. Alright. In-ring segment, Jon Moxley. Alright, Jon Moxley says he's the baddest wrestler on the planet, and he has to fight. defend the AEW World Championship. He says he's sick in the head as he addicted to the rush of airline air, adrenaline, the pain and the feeling of being in a fight. Moxley says no one can hurt him. He repeats his question about who MJF is. Moxley says he's been scouting MJF. He looks back on MJF's road to the title match and says he sees a man filled with the fear that he won't live up to the hype. Moxley says he'll do what he does best at AEW Full Gear. He dares MJF to show him something at AEW Full Gear. Stokely halfway distracts John Moxley and the Farm attacks the champion. MJF comes to the ring and makes the save by dishing out some low blows. MJF says he saves Moxley so that he won't have any excuse on Saturday. He knows he'll be in the fight of his life on Saturday. MJF says he's not the same kid Moxley faced in 2020, as he won't stop no matter how much he bleeds. MJF says he needs the belt more than he needs oxygen. He says it's his time. MJF tells Moxley that the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he doesn't exist, and he will show Moxley that he is the devil on Saturday. Moxley takes the microphone from MJF and says he never saw what the big deal about MJF was. He says they'll find out this weekend and the training wheels will be off. And AEW Dynamite goes off the air. Like I said earlier, AEW Dynamite was a good show leading into November 6th, leading into AEW Full Gear. And that's all I gotta say. And AEW Dynamite was a good show. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below on what are your thoughts on AEW Rampage going to AEW Full Gear. Like I said, AEW Dynamite was a good show, and that's all I gotta say. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications when I premiere a brand new video at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And also make sure you guys follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Twitch for some WWE 2K22. And that's all I got to say from here. Anyway, this your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe. And always stay blessed. And never give up. And keep chasing your dreams and keep grinding. KFG crew. KFG Kings. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.